Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I want to show you a series that I really haven't seen and I know very little about. And before we get started, just want to remind you that you can support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing videos, but also, if you so choose, you can actually join one of our memberships, and that is available by looking in the links that are in the show notes here in the listing. And without further ado, let's talk about the American Innovation Dollar Series. So once again, each state in the union is going to have a different dollar representing an innovation, science, progress that comes from the given state. This is set to be a 15-year series from 2018 to 2032. And so let's look at the first issue here. This is the first one. It's got a nice big bold George Washington signature on it and is representative of the series as a whole. This is not actually a state. This is simply American innovators. And you've got a shield up there that's kind of cool with the eagle on it, kind of old school look to it. The G-dub, signed first patent, and then this reverse design with the Statue of Liberty, In God We Trust, $1. A lot of open space, which I know is kind of controversial. I actually think this looks pretty good on a proof coin, and also, as we'll see later, on a reverse proof coin. Believe it or not, I don't have any uncirculated coins. These are series that I have not really found any coins uncirculated. Now, the edges of these guys, which are hard to get a look at here, but they have the incuse, the motto. They have the E pluribus unum here. And like I said, it's kind of hard to see the edges. Some stars upon theirs. And then they will also have the date, which I'm having a hard time getting a hold of here for you guys. But they have the date on the edge. There we go. 2018. Yeah. So anyway, that's some good photography right there, Ben. So this series is actually kind of cool. So most of the proof coins you can find for like $5 to $10. And let's take a look at some more of the designs. That was exciting. Okay, let's look at this side. Okay, here you go. So actually some of the designs and topics are fairly interesting, especially if you get them the right direction. Here we have classifying the stars for Delaware, anti-jump cannon. And what's interesting about this coin is that you have this real flat surface, and then you actually have this really granulated finish, which is relatively unusual in US coins, and perhaps completely unusual, as I'm trying to think of something else that has that type of finish to it. And I can't think of any that do. So the first year of issue, they made 750,000 of these at the Philadelphia and Denver Mint. And then the proofs, they made about 225,000, and the reverse proofs about 75,000. Now, since then, most of the Philadelphia and Denver Mint coins have been in that 400,000 range, with the proof coins kind of all over the place. But the proof coins are going to be, let me see where we're at on those, 114,000. With reverse proofs, we're in the 60,000, 38, 40,000. So they're all over the place. We'll look at those reverse proofs in a little bit here. New Jersey, and here we have, that would be the light bulb, it appears. You know, I could have done some research on these, but I didn't. Well, I did a little bit. And here we go to Trustee's Garden. This is Georgia, and growing some peaches. And there's a hand planting some seeds over there. Pretty cool design. Pennsylvania. Polio vaccine, now you're talking. That's a big deal right there. That's a cool one. So you can see how some of these will have some crossover. So if someone is into astronomy, you know, they'd like the stellar one, of course, for the science. Anyone who's into vaccines, you know, you're looking at that cool Pennsylvania one. And then overall design on most of these are actually pretty nice. Pretty cool. So next we have, here's a Massachusetts with the telephone. And overall a nice looking design here. They have this combination of things because they've got the ABCs in there and the 1, 2, 3s which of course the rotary phones, I don't think they had the ABCs on them until you got to the push button phones. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I grew up with the rotary phone, but I don't remember having those on there. All right, next up we have, who's this? Septima Clark, South Carolina. And I'd have to get a South Carolina coin out to see exactly what that one is for. Like I said, I didn't study all of these. South Carolina, yeah, I'm not really sure on that. Now, these are supposed to have some privy marks on them, by the way, but I'm wondering where those privy marks are. United States of America, they must be on the other side. The Hubble telescope, interesting, Maryland, because being from Tucson, the lenses for the Hubble telescope were actually crafted in Tucson at the University of Arizona. And here's another use of space that's interesting. The Gerber variable scale for Connecticut. Let me look for that. Oh, there's the privy mark. What's also interesting is, so they have varying privy marks, so that the widget there is supposed to be the actual privy mark on those. And let me see if we've got a different looking one. They said that they're going to change from year to year. And it's kind of interesting. I'm going to take a closer look here. I'm actually going to, I didn't think I was going to do this. I'm actually going to pull out the 20. So the interesting thing is, so on the 2018, the first one doesn't have the privy mark on the obverse. Which side's the obverse, right? It actually doesn't have the widget privy mark at all on it. So let's see here on these guys. Let's see what that privy mark looks like up close. So you got a nice widget inside a widget, and let's see if that looks different than the other one. Here we go. Yeah, it's a different widget entirely. Look at that. So the privy marks have changed over the years. Also, they make a reverse proof. The reverse proofs they sell in these packs, which are pretty cool looking. Of course, this one's back to Maryland with the Hubble. And these are really going to vary on how nice they look, just because of the design elements. They're really going to be different from one to the next. I will say that the reverse proofs look really good on the statue side. Once again, I think with that vacant space, the open space, negative space, whatever you want to call it. And then your obverse design here. You know what's funny? I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I'm just thinking out loud. But the obverse and reverse of a coin is actually dependent upon the mint mark. Pardon me, not the mint mark, but the date. The date's on the edge of these coins. So what's the obverse and what's the reverse? We're going to just pretend that the obverse is the design side and the reverse is the Liberty side. And actually, funny thing about that, as I grab my red book, you'll see that they call the obverse the uniface side of the, or the common side of the Statue of Liberty, whereas the design is on the reverse. So there we go. I stand corrected, and I just got started. So anyways, guys, it's kind of a fun series to collect. You can look through and see how these are coins that are going to be hard to find, relatively low mintages. Kind of fun, kind of cool. I think on the secondary market's the way to go, because they're probably 2 or 3 times as expensive if you buy them directly from the mint. But there you have it, guys. Let me know if you guys are collecting these and what you think of this series. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.